In a world of reruns and spin-offs, we took the time to give you something completely different. So come see your new hybrids from ICI Seeds. And by the way, thanks for waiting.
Sunshine, tan line, hot shot, oxide, 2-on-2 attitude. Catch a wave, get a clue, Sun-Kissed growing something new, lemon and a sparkle too. Beach born, beach raised, new Sun-Kissed sparkling lemonade.
New Sun-Kissed sparkling lemonade. Beach born for a cool lemon taste. Beach raised for just enough fizz to make it sparkle.
Beach born, beach raised, new Sun-Kissed sparkling lemonade.
A severe thunderstorm watch is in effect this evening until 10 p.m.
The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 27th consecutive season of college football on ABC Sports. I'm Keith Jackson. Tonight's ball game, Miami at Iowa, is a matchup overloaded with emotion. Painted by travail and despair on the one side, by deep disappointment on the other. In the brutal aftermath of Hurricane Andrew, the University of Miami certainly included, classes delayed until September 14. The football team had to move north to Dodgertown at Vero Beach to pull themselves together, to find time to practice, to meld one more time into a winning season and become an inspiration for the whole of South Florida. It has never been easy to escape depression that goes with disaster, but perhaps the move and the therapy of discipline has helped the Canes. In past years, this college football team has thrived on adversity and, as you see, on the road. Over the past 8 seasons, under coaches Jimmy Johnson and Dennis Erickson, Miami is 34-5. There are 16 seniors on the Iowa Hawkeye football team among the top 22 starters. Last Saturday night, North Carolina State stopped them cold in the second half of the kickoff classic and beat them 24-14. And in that ball game, foot speed was a big problem for the Hawkeyes. Their top offensive threat, wingback Danon Hughes, had 2 touchdowns in the first half, but he got nothing in the second half because they triple and double teamed him. North Carolina State's defense tormented Iowa quarterback Jim Hartlieb, and again, foot speed seemed definitely superior. Our analyst, returning for his 6th season, is now, thanks to the Rose Bowl, a triple Hall of Famer, Bob Griese. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ron.
Now let's talk about Iowa's problem with speed.
Well, if you're Iowa, you certainly don't want to get into a foot race with the University of Miami. You circle the wagons. You do what you do best, and that is offensively. You get behind that big offensive line, those 5 fifth-year seniors, and you try to control the ball, keep the ball away from the University of Miami. Iowa has an advantage over Miami in 2 areas. Number one, they've played a ball game, and secondly, they're playing at home. For the University of Miami, emotionally, I know they'll be ready. This game follows a very stressful 2 weeks for them. They've been through a disaster. This is a ball game. This game will help their healing. Physically, I think they'll have a problem. They've missed a week's worth of practice, and I think their timing will be off in certain areas during the ball game.
And when this adventure is done, this therapy is done, they get on a plane and they fly back to Miami, back to South Florida, which has been ravaged by Hurricane Andrew. That will be reality for them.
Back to reality, and as Sonny Lubick was telling me the other day, he and several of the coaches' homes were severely damaged. And when they play this ball game, they'll be thinking about the ball game. But when they go back home, reality sets in. And the fact is, the cold fact, they'll be homeless.
So tonight, preseason number 1 Miami is at Iowa to begin this 1992 season. Seldom do you have a college football game with so much meaning beyond the playing field. Now some time with John Saunders, our new studio host. John, welcome.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith, and we'll get back to you in just a moment. But first, let's check the scoreboard. Number 3, Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. It was tough in the first half, but in the second half, they blow them away. 42-7 is the final. Reggie Brooks, 9 carries, 157 yards, and the 1 touchdown in the game. For Bobby Bowden, 27 years as a head coach, First time he's ever been in a conference. Florida State, their first game in the ACC. Leon Fowler, 94 yards in the interception return for the touchdown. Charlie Ward, 6-yard quarterback keeper in his first game at quarterback. Florida State leading Duke 17-7. Cincinnati, it's already a moral victory. They were shut out 81-0 last year. They're tied with Penn State 7-7. David Small with a 4-yard touchdown run. He ran for 1,000 yards a year ago. For Penn State, Brian O'Neill, 7-yard run. Number 10, Syracuse, Kadre Ismail with a 64-yard touchdown run. Marvin Graves to Kerry Farrell, 41 yards of the touchdown pass, and David Walker, a 5-yard run. USC and San Diego State, great game. 31-31 was the final. Marshall Faulk, for the 8th time in 10 games in his career, he's over 100 yards. As a matter of fact, he went over 200 yards in this game, so he leads our list of big day for running backs. 220 against USC. Russell White had 216 against San Jose State. Jerome Bettis, 130 against Northwestern, and Trevor Cobb with 107 against Air Force. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff between Miami and Iowa, and we'll see you at halftime.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
More than 1 million of you have gotten to know Geo. In fact, Geo's the most successful new line of cars and trucks ever introduced. So for the millionth time, get to know Geo. Geo Metro, Geo Storm, Geo Tracker, and coming soon, the newest Geo, Geo Prism, at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Getting to know.
Both Visa and American Express Gold cards can get you to La Roche-Guyon, one of the prettiest towns in France. But should something go wrong here, only Visa Gold can get you out.
You had to come to France, right?
Don't start, Marty.
Because La Roche-Guyon's only towing service
No, we're not getting a tow truck. I can get this out.
doesn't take American Express. Visa Gold, delivering what really matters.
Jamal's France.
Honey, that means I eat France.
Oh.
It's everywhere you want to be.
He's in Manhattan on Wednesday, Frankfurt on Thursday, Paris, Rome, and Vienna after that. He believes it's better to do business across a table than over a fax machine. This year, he'll fly more than 100,000 miles with us because he knows nobody understands him better than we do. At Delta, when we say we love to fly and it shows, this is where it shows.
My association with Pennzoil over the years is a very special one. It's a special one because of the product. Pennzoil was such a part of the family and the vehicles that we used when I was a youth. Not being a very wealthy family, we had to take care of the equipment and take very good care of it so it lasted a long time. And that's why we used Pennzoil as much as we did. Pennzoil, performance, protection, quality.
This ABC Sports exclusive, brought to you by Geo. Get to know Geo. Available right around the corner at your Chevrolet Geo dealers. By Burger King, where you get it your way right away. We don't serve billions, we serve individuals. And by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Now, from the moments before the Miami-Iowa kickoff, here is Jack Arute.
Keith, in the locker room for the Miami team, it was uncharacteristically silent. Dennis Erickson stood up and he said, you are absolutely playing not for yourselves, but for Southern Florida. And because of that, you're playing the biggest game of your career. He said, whatever example we set tonight will be what Southern Florida will follow. So let's make sure that they're a winner. Then Michael Barrow stood up and said, there's no tomorrow. Let's make sure we're winners.
Iowa will get the football team underway on the offensive side with Danon Hughes and Harold Jasper waiting to receive the kickoff from Dane Pruitt. Dane Pruitt, of course, new to the job as place kicker because Carlos Huerta held that position with the Miami Hurricanes throughout his 4-year career. Hughes and Jasper are standing at the 5-yard line. They play on real grass here in Iowa City. And the game is on, the 4th meeting between these two teams. It goes to Hughes at the 4. A hole gets him out to about the 24-yard line, and there Iowa will go to work. And at quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes will be the senior, Jim Hartley, 6'2", 210-pounder from Woodstock, Illinois. And lining up behind him will be number 33, Marvin Lampkin at the deep back, and Lou Montgomery at the fullback position, with Danon Hughes at a wingback, and he is a very dangerous member of the offensive unit. Alan Cross is the big tight end. The front for the Iowa Hawkeyes, big enough. Not the biggest in the land, but big enough. Their question tonight, hanging over them, is whether or not they can handle the speed of the attackers from Miami. They did not against North Carolina State. Out of the shotgun, immediately going to something new. Ball is handed off to Montgomery, the fullback. So Hayden Fry remains Hayden Fry. He starts with something you might not have expected, but working from the shotgun will give perhaps Hartley some relief from this group of defenders for Miami, led by Rusty Medeiros, one of the top defensive ends in the country. The linebackers are all terrific. They can run. Smith is the slowest, and he's a mere 4'6". The secondary, Ryan McNeil, is the leader of that crowd. Some say the best corner in the country, if not the one of the best. No room for Ryan Terry as he moves around, and the ball is kept by Hartley, thrown for Antilla. And the pass is off his hands, incomplete. Danon Hughes, who works at the wingback spot, it starts to develop what looks like a wingback counter, and then Hughes lets it fly.
Well, it was a reverse back to Hughes, and Hughes throws the ball. Hughes is a minor league baseball player with the Milwaukee Brewers franchise. The first two plays out of the box for Iowa, Hayden Fry throws from the shotgun. Secondly, he comes out with a trick play, which he told us he would have in the bag.
Well, he's doing exactly what I asked him about yesterday, and he wouldn't admit it yesterday in our conversation, that he would try to strike early, try to find something where he could hurt him before Miami got organized. This is Montgomery, the 210-pound fullback from Waterloo, and he moves the ball across the 30 to the 32, and that leaves him a couple of yards short of the first down.
A shovel pass forward to Montgomery. This is a whole new game plan that Iowa has in this week as opposed to last week.
They do fail, however, to pick up their first down, and Scott Fisher comes in to punt. It's a low line drive. It hits on the soft grass and will roll dead just inside the 30 and down at the 28-yard line of Miami. That will be a 40-yard punt. So Gino Torretta will come into the ball game now. He is the senior from Pinole, California, remarkably 15-1 as the starting quarterback. The offensive unit Torretta will be directing for the first time this season features starting at what will be a tailback position perhaps, but he is not a true tailback. Kevin Williams is a little bit of everything, but primarily a wide receiver. Rudy Barber is the only starter showing up tonight along the offensive front for the Miami Hurricanes. The other people are hurt. Here's Kevin Williams, who moved from the listed tailback position out to the wide spot, takes the ball coming across the middle, but he is a fine running back, and if you get him the ball in traffic, he can make things happen. The defensive unit for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Mike Wells is the ringleader of that bunch, and they're pretty good. They're going to have to be tonight. Mike Daly and Tede Joe Faley need to have a better ball game too than they had last week. The secondary people have a little better than average speed, but you don't want to get into a foot race with Miami. There is good pressure from the front by the Iowa Hawkeyes, and Larry Jones carrying out of the fullback or tailback or the solo back position, however you want to call it, is smothered by the Iowa defense, led by number 64, Mike Wells. He's a 280-pound junior from Arnold, Missouri.
Keith, there's no doubt that Iowa was embarrassed by the way they played last week. They were playing on artificial surface. They are not the fastest team around. They feel much more comfortable on grass, and at home, you'll see a big improvement out of this team here tonight.
It is 3rd down and 5 for Miami. Nobody behind Torretta. Lets it go. Williams on the run. Over his head, incomplete. But you know what? He showed he could outrun the Iowa defender.
He is the fastest man on the Hurricane team, and Toretta likes to throw deep. That just sends a message for the rest of the evening. The Iowa defensive secondary better play the entire field.
Paul Snyder, a senior, is in for his first punt. And Harold Jasper goes back for the Hawkeyes. Little pressure there. The kick, however, is a beauty. Jasper all the way to the 11, back to the 15 and down there. 56-yard punt, 4-yard return, 12:01 to go first quarter.
This one's from Kansas, where we met that nice couple from Sri Lanka.
This is from Ohio, where we learned to dance the lambada.
This one's from Mississippi, where Gigi Golubin's mother lives.
Right now, only at Burger King, when you buy a delicious flame-broiled Whopper, medium fries, and a medium Coke Classic, we'll give you this unique textured Coca-Cola glass absolutely free.
Ella, show them the one from New York. Oh, no, the sophisticated one.
Free Coca-Cola glass with a Whopper, fries, and a Coke Classic.
State Farm sells life insurance. In fact, we've been there protecting hopes and dreams for families for over 60 years. And we're there for your family today with the life insurance value you're looking for. You see, the cost of State Farm life insurance is among the lowest in the industry. So, you get an outstanding value from a company with a long history of financial stability. Isn't that what you're looking for in a life insurance plan for the people who are counting on you?
Oh, yeah. State Farm sells life insurance.
For new vehicle quality, Chevrolet is the best full-size pickup. That's a quote from J.D. Power and Associates, one of the most authoritative research companies in the automotive business. Chevrolet is the best full-size pickup, the highest initial quality in its class. Only Chevrolet, the trucks you can depend on, the trucks that last.
Texas tackles Syracuse. Tennessee takes on Georgia, plus other regional action next Saturday on ABC's College Football.
Iowa and Hayden Fry have come out firing. They tried to block the punt. He has ran a reverse pass on the first 3 plays, a shotgun the first play out of the box. He is holding nothing back here this evening.
Now let's see if he goes into the attack mode of pounding on him. You're trying to use the big offensive unit and gain with it. He didn't get anything there. Here's John Saunders.
Thanks, Keith. USC and San Diego State, 31-31 tie. Andy Trackus misses the 55-yard field goal. He also missed from 30 yards earlier, and it winds up tied. Back to Keith Jackson.
Second down and 10 for the Iowa Hawkeyes at their own 15. Coming wide, Antilla. Tight end standing up, give them the appearance of trips at the top of the picture, but number 71 comes blowing in. That's Kenny Lopez, and he decks Marvin Lampkin for a loss on the play.
The strengths of these teams, Iowa offensively, is their experience. 10 of the 11 starters on offense, fifth-year seniors. And for Miami, their team speed and quickness. What Hayden Fry has done in the early part has used that speed and quickness against Miami. Misdirection, the reverse play. He had his man wide open, just didn't hit him.
Third down and 12 as a result of Lopez's fine defensive play. Out of the shotgun. Hartley standing on his 4, throws it underneath the Lampkin. He is slowed by one man and then brought down. Jesse Armstead, a senior from Dallas, Texas, was the first man to get a piece of him. And now the Iowa Hawkeyes will have to punt it away on 4th down. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. And the Hawkeyes, who tried to open big, now are turned away by the Miami defense. This is Scott Fisher to punt. And the man back to take it is Kevin Williams. He'll have no chance to return it. It's a relatively ordinary punt. It's just short of midfield and backs up, leaving it around the Iowa 48-yard line. So Dennis Erickson, who has had a remarkable record during his short time at the University of Miami, but he will go, like some of the others, back home to a place without a home. It was shattered in the hurricane.
His home was severely damaged in the hurricane, but as he mentioned during the week, not nearly as bad as some of the other people in South Florida.
They have flipped the football at the Iowa 45. It is first down in Miami with 3 wideouts to the bottom, nobody in the backfield behind Toretta. They make you play the whole football field, spread you out. Toretta pulls it down and takes off. And he's down to the 40. That's a pickup of about 5 before Brett Bielema brings him down for the Hawks. Texas A&M with that swarming defense. Opened against Stanford. They win their second today. They're going to be one of the better teams in the country. Penn State, Cincinnati scored halftime is a surprise for me. Lamar Thomas checks into the ball game. Lamar Thomas, who has been in the center of a whirlwind over and beyond Andrew recently, came in last night. He's in uniform, and the ball is whipped across to Horace Copeland, the lanky senior from Orlando, who makes the catch. And it appears he may well have a first down. There is Lamar Thomas, who is a real flyer.
Led the team in receiving last year. A big play receiver. Of course, the Hurricanes have 2 or 3 different ones. Thomas can break it, Copeland, and Kevin Williams.
We will discuss later in the ball game with athletic director Dave Maggott the circumstances involving Lamar Thomas. They are a little complicated. He's out of there now. Miami has the first down at the 35 of Iowa. Right tackle moved for Miami. Kip Vickers got one ahead of the snap. Big senior from Holiday, and that'll back him up 5. This is what Bob was talking about, I think, at the very beginning, when he alluded to the fact that they may be out of sync a little bit, especially in the early going because of a lack of practice.
Dead ball. Ball start.
Not only did the Hurricanes miss a lot of practice, but Lamar Thomas, number 36, because of some problems that he had, missed about 2.5 weeks. He did attend some meetings, but didn't practice with the team. Came up late last night, and because he's a 5th-year senior, knows the offense very well, and he did stay in shape.
First down and 15. Toretta gets a little heat. Pass is whistled to the 30, and the pass is caught by Coleman Bell. Remember Coleman Bell? He was the man that made that huge catch for Miami in the winning drive against Florida State last year. To go further on this Lamar Thomas story, he had been indicted in Miami for having received some monies allegedly illegally through the Pell Grant system. It's a bit of a complicated story, but he and Arute both are here tonight, having been given a reprieve. It is second down and 4. Toretta very quickly. Williams loses, almost intercepted, incomplete. Here's John.
Early surprise, if only because last year was 81-0 Penn State, but here David Small, 4-yard touchdown run. They're tied, Cincinnati and Penn State at halftime. Back to Keith.
Ball rests just inside the 29-yard line. It is third down and a long 3. Toretta 3 out of 5 for 24 yards so far. The home folks get into the ball game now with a little noise. Hawkeyes go after Toretta. The pass is thrown. Caught by Kevin Williams. Shakes the tackler. Gets away from Book. Inside the 10. Down just inside the 7. First and goal for Miami.
Well, Iowa's coming after him. The linebackers here and here are going to blitz. Here's Williams. He's just going to down and break to the outside. And his ability to run after he catches the football. Blitz. Man-to-man coverage in the secondary. A good throw by Toretta. And Williams is one of the most dangerous receivers and return people in the country.
As he said, I can do it all. Just give it to me. First down and goal for Miami. First threat by either team in the ball game. Toretta rolls it out. Looks into the end zone. Nobody there. Now he throws. Pass is caught by Coleman Bell. And he's knocked out just short. Just short of the goal line. So just before he crossed the line of scrimmage, Arute dumped it to his tight end.
Bell was very alert that play, Keith. Arute just making something out of nothing. The receivers were covered. Iowa doing a great job in the end zone. Blue just barely gets the sack, and then Arute makes something out of nothing and gets it down inside the 1-yard line.
Second down and goal. Larry Jones behind Arute. Jones. Touchdown. Penalty flag. Hold it.
Looks to me like, Keith, the man in motion may have been moving toward the line of scrimmage.
Jim Kimberling's Big Ten is the referee. Mixed crew. Illegal procedure. Motion, and you're right. Ball will come back 5. So Miami's first touchdown wiped out by penalty.
Again, Keith, the fact that they did miss some time practicing, I think, has another effect. Takes a touchdown away from them. Not lining up properly. Motion going across the line of scrimmage. Hayden's looking at his next offensive series.
Ball just outside the 5, where it's second down and goal, Miami. Hawkeyes may have penetrated the line of scrimmage. Miami might have moved. Let Jim tell us.
The quarterback
gets Miami.
Arute. Take a look at Arute on this play. If you can see, watch his left arm. If you can see it from here, saw his elbow come back. He's trying to give some kind of signal to one of the wide receivers. But a sharp movement by the quarterback when you're at the line of scrimmage is a flag. You cannot do that.
Third penalty against the Hurricanes, and the ball now is just outside the 10 on second down and goal. Arute's pass thrown hard, incomplete. Pass was intended for Lamar Thomas. Now the home folks are into the ball game.
The outside receiver, Thomas, just slants inside. That's James, number 5, that's right there to put the hit on him. And this Iowa Hawkeye team is getting fired up with each play when they turn the Hurricanes away from that goal line.
The young kicker, Dane Pruitt, loosening up. It is third down. This is the 9th play in this possession for Miami. Arute's pass to the end zone. It is incomplete. Intended for Coleman Bell, and Tyrone Boudreau, a linebacker, went back and kept him away from the ball.
There's a look at Bell. He's just going to go straight up the field. He's working on the linebacker, but Boudreau is using the end zone to help him, but he may have interfered with him, Keith. He hit him a little bit soon, as far as I was concerned.
27-yard try by Dane Pruitt. Pops it up and knocks it downtown. So it's 7:09 to go in the first quarter. The Miami Hurricanes go to the lead 3-0 in Iowa City.
I drove literally every car in the same class. It boiled down to, I wanted a Geostorm.
Guys like a girl that knows how to drive a stick.
There's 140 horses in here. Can you... Hello? Horses?
The cockpit's laid out like a jet.
You don't have to be a race car driver to drive a Storm, but you sure feel like one.
If this car had wings, it would fly.
Now's the time to get to know Geostorm, right around the corner at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
In a world
world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the Prudential, rock solid in securities, insurance, and real estate.
Imagine this could be you, one of the lucky winners of the Coors Light Talking Can Sweepstakes. How has winning a fabulous music prize changed their lives?
Not much, but then again, I'm filthy rich.
But the rest of us aren't. So winning a great music prize ain't too shabby. There's still time to win, because hidden inside 12 packs are cans that actually talk and tell you you won.
You win!
Hey, I would open it anyway.
Coors Light Talking Can Sweepstakes. Just open, listen, and win.